Hi everyone, you've got Britt and Bailey here. Hey Bailey, how's it going?
I am living the dream. How are you, Britt?
I don't know if I have that much enthusiasm coming into the night, but things are good. Things are good.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, but I'm very excited, as always, to react to things with you, Bailey. It's my favorite pastime is reacting. So
that's a hobby.
Yeah, it is a hobby and a skill, really. We're on season 1, episode 4 now. This new episode is called Lunar Habitat. And it says General Naird volunteers for Dr. Mallory's lunar habitat experiment. Meanwhile, Aaron tries to throw a party, and Space Force gets a snazzy new look.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Everything about this episode.
Yeah, I mean, anything that says the word snazzy in it just kind of already has me, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, what are you drinking tonight?
Actually, Britt, I am drinking, long story short, I bought everyone in my family wine as Christmas presents.
Okay.
And then someone in my family did not, I brought it from Arizona, and then someone in my family didn't show up. So I'm drinking the cheap bottle of wine that was supposed to be my cousin's gift for Christmas. Because it's the only wine I could find at my parents' house. Everyone, I'm at my parents' house right now. I don't remember what it is, but it's like a 3-berry, it's basically grape juice with a little bit of aftertaste that would resemble alcohol. It is the sweetest wine I've ever had. It's wild.
You did in the last episode say that one of these days you were just going to have a glass of wine. So
this is well on my way. Next week's the week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cheers to that.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the same. I had the same thing. I'm
the same.
Yeah. Honig Wines, Honig Vineyard. I forget exactly the name, but it's Honig. And if you'd like to sponsor us with your delicious Sauvignon Blanc, please feel free to send wine. So anyway, all right, that's enough wine talk, because we really don't know what
we're not even sponsored.
Yeah, we're not even sponsored. If you sponsor us, we'll talk more about wine. But for now,
well, let's talk about this for a second, because I want to introduce this. This is a lunar habitat, and Britt, as you know, this is this is a huge passion of mine, and I wanted to give a little bit of background. In September of 2020, in peak pandemic era, I went to Hawaii and I lived in a lunar habitat for 2 weeks. It's something called High Seas, which it was a great experience. It's basically this white dome, and we wear spacesuits whenever we go outside. We ate a bunch of dehydrated food, and we basically pretended like we were astronauts. And we were the first crew coming out of the pandemic, of it being completely closed down. And so it really felt like you really saw how quarantine and habitat life would be very similar. So I have so many hot takes for this episode, whether it be crew dynamics or whatever. I think this is going to be a very discussionful episode.
Well, and as some maybe deep fans might know or might recall, Bailey, you were on Celestial Citizen podcast in season 1 talking about your experience as well. I think my favorite anecdote from that interview with you was the one around how you said that everybody showered with a bucket.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I feel like that's really, it definitely draws up some very strong imagery.
Yeah. I don't think we even covered the urinal, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was only a urinal.
Yeah, we could, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in this one. I will say, actually, I want to do a plug to Britt as well, because I don't know if, Britt, you'll do this yourself. Britt is a space urban architecture master person. So I'm sure you're gonna have some hot takes on how this should look in the future as well. This is gonna be a long episode, guys. We have so many tidbits for you.
No, because you're right. Actually, before I created Celestial Citizen, actually, I thought I was gonna be designing and working on space habitats and things like that. So architecture and planning is kind of my first love. So this will be a very interesting episode. But yeah, I think for sure the crew dynamics, I'm excited to see how those play out here, because I feel that can definitely get a little salty. Real fast, Bailey, you probably won't answer this. Who would you kick off the island out of your crew?
I don't know if I could answer.
I know. I just like to drop bombs and see if people.
Yeah, you just want to get the drama going and then pit us against each other and have them on your podcast. No, I hear you. I don't think I could, honestly. So my crew had 6 people. I think this one has 4, but the 6 people dynamic is just it's crucial. It's like a magic number.
Yeah.
Well,
see, and this is what's wild because do you remember that podcast, The Habitat?
So that was High Seas. That was the habitat I was living in.
No, but that was that 6 months or a year that they were?
I think it was a year or something like that, which was ridiculous. Oh my God.
The wild thing is you have this tiny little habitat and 2 of the people had a romantic relationship. That might have been the breaking point for me because it's
you would have been no.
I would have been no, I don't need to see this. I don't need to know about it. I don't want to you know what I mean? It is too close of quarters for that kind of, shenanigans.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. We did not have to experience that. So it was only 2 weeks though. Everyone could.
Yeah. Also, I just realized how old I sounded by using the word shenanigans, but I don't care. I'm going to make it a thing. # space shenanigans.
Space shenanigans. That should be our hashtag for this show. Space shenanigans. Speaking of which, Britt, we don't have a drinking word.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Okay. What should... we could go with habitat.
No, too easy. What about we could do crew, mission control.
Lunar.
We're going to drink a lot for that one too. Snazzy. I think snazzy should be... If they say snazzy, I'm gonna drink, no matter what.
Okay, all right, that can be the bonus word.
Yeah, bonus buzzword. Okay.
Let's just go with lunar and see what happens.
Okay, let's do it.
I have to go to
That's my dad. That's my dad right there.
If you just gotten up when your alarm went off, you wouldn't be late.
What's called? The First Lady
has look, there's my dad.
Space Force uniform.
He's already at work.
Well, she thinks...
What do you want?
The lunar habitat experiment.
Lunar.
Yes, your moon tent.
It's serious, Moon.
Moon
if
tent.
we can't prove that we can live on the moon, then there's no moon base, there's no Mars base. The lunar habitat experiment has been going on 2 years.
It's the importance of analog missions.
If it fails, then the whole mission is set back by that amount of time. It's not that easy. They had to be exhaustively tested for psychological fitness.
Did you have to do any sort of psychological testing before High Seas?
No, I talked to the director, and she was like, you seem normal. It was a very last minute thing. I think normally there is a process, but mine was very last minute. I was a rare exception.
When I pack my bag, tell my bunkmates I'm headed to Crater Camp.
Crater Camp. Oh my god, so many good ways to put this. Moon tent, Crater Camp, space shenanigans. Gosh, we're just coming up with all these great phrases tonight.
Look at those EVA suits. Our suits were not that realistic.
I don't take orders from you.
We're all equals here, except maybe new guy.
General.
Which is true,
Captain,
right?
Major,
We did have our
Sculptor,
commander,
I'd like
but
you to clean this mess up immediately.
you don't get to pull that
Oh, poor Erin. She keeps coming home and no one's there. I feel bad for her.
Sick.
I do too.
Oh my god, did people do that, Bailey, in the dome?
We had to work out. We wouldn't run like that. If we wanted to run, we'd go on the treadmill. But I did
What are you guys up to?
we did yoga. My friend taught me yoga and I taught her taekwondo. It was super fun.
I just feel if someone was running circles around me, I'd get very anxious.
Diary of everything that's bothering us.
So our open, all of our desks were facing one way, and then the people would work out behind us, so you could focus on your desk and not see them.
Yeah, I don't like this setup where they have all the desks in the middle.
No.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You did not put that down.
Oh my god, she's totally by herself.
You would have thought someone would have showed up.
Yeah.
Subject 4 was supposed to balance the dynamic, but he's actually destabilizing it. Instead of a solid 4-sided square, it's become a triangle of spite against him.
His blood pressure is spiking.
And his
That should have been the
body
word! Triangle of spite.
Jimmy Yang with the sharp delivery. Love it.
Lifetime
That was good delivery.
military jackassery has taught him to repress and displace everything. All this man does is eat his feelings. Who knows what he is holding inside?
It's a really good point. That's why emotional intelligence is important in space. Everyone's got a breaking point.
Yeah. I'd wear these.
Yeah. So with The Greatest Showman.
Okay, you know what? The movie might have sucked, but that soundtrack was fire.
Oh, Brad.
Let's go, Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Okay, now spin it. Now pull it. Now bop it.
Okay, I like the cape. I would wear that. Maybe
I
not
would
as like an
totally wear
actual.
that.
She knows we're not
Yeah.
Avengers, right?
Maybe this is what we need. It's very Star Trek. Maybe not that.
No,
one.
that's
Why are all these themes pointing to him?
But
What did
honey,
she do?
It's important to adapt.
I know, what did she
Try and
do?
I like toasted jam. That's what my baby feeds me. I love it.
He's cracking. He's cracking.
So true story, like I would be a little scared if like someone was totally just like falling apart in a confined area.
Yeah. No, I'd be concerned. Yeah.
How is that even possible?
To be fair, this is also how we bonded in the
Really?
hab.
Plus China,
yeah.
Russia. hard
Sat
time to
around and
take
like
out
focused on
our
one
internet
person for a while. Yeah.
every day.
We also went through a whole lot of tea on our mission. That was like a big thing too. We'd be like, tea run, and then like we'd get tea for everyone. It was fun.
Could you imagine though, like the people leaving Biosphere, like that was such a long experiment, and then just to like come out, like I see
Yeah,
like the
see your
footage of
family
it,
again.
it's wild.
Yeah. I get like what this scene is doing is being like he has no one there, but he also was only in there a week. You know what I mean? Like this was supposed to be a big like we haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah. Also, he did kind of like leave his daughter. Posted
Yeah.
on the fridge. Look at that! Oh my God!
Look at his butt. Look at Brad's butt. It's a space horse. Okay, so this episode. That was good. That was a really good one.
Yeah, it was good. I think it definitely, like, probably for a lot of people, you know, I feel like that might not be as familiar with the whole analog mission thing. That was probably, like, the first time they saw that. And so I think that's pretty cool. I mean, we learn a lot from analog missions, and I feel like, you know, it's also, what I like about the episode is that, like, Mallory was kind of like, or Dr. Mallory, or whatever his name is, but he was basically like, you know, this is important, like we can't disturb the experiment, because it's true. It might seem kind of like, you know, there's no...
They're playing make pretend or whatever.
But like at the end of the day, like it's really important that we kind of like try these things and like understand as much as we can, you know, what the potential outcomes or issues that will pop up, you know, outcomes will be and issues that might pop up. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I liked this one. What about you?
I liked it a lot. Very similar, that I think it really brought to light something that's actually happening in the industry that people don't know about. It's helping a lot of different parts. And my favorite being like the psychology. Like if there's something that Earth is going to benefit from, is this is how you make a stronger team, right? Like, and this is how you work through issues, and this is how you identify mental health issues and talk about them, support each other to build a community. Like there's just so much here that I'm really about that this kind of lightly touches on, but it unlocks this whole world of analogs that's beneficial for Earth too.
So your crew was like varied ages?
Yeah, I was the youngest, and then we had people like between the ages of like I think like 27 and 30 something, and then late 30s, and then one guy was in his somewhat 40s, somewhere in there. I can't remember if it was early or late 40s. So it was a big group.
Yeah.
But it didn't really matter. Like age I didn't feel like it actually mattered. There was some instances of like the younger people hung out with each other a little bit and joked around with each other, I think. But in terms of like respect and everything like that, there's nothing.
So the one thing I was really disappointed about in this episode is there was not enough Chan, played by Jimmy Yang, who is my favorite comedian.
Who we're just gonna keep talking about.
We're gonna keep talking about because we're gonna try to like make him aware of the fact
that we're talking about
it.
We love you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Not in a like concerning way, just in a like we have deep admiration of your comedic work kind of way.
Your comedic timing is really on point. It's great.
On point.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like I've literally seen probably like every show that he's been in.
Britt might be your number one fan. I'll hang out in the like the maybe like, you know, double digits, but like
and also
come watch one. Come watch an episode with us. That's what we want.
Oh my gosh, Bailey, you read my mind. You read my mind. How hilarious would that be if we like also had Jimmy join on these reaction videos with us,
Reactions.
reacting to his own work. They say acting is reacting. Really.
Yeah. Let's see how good at reacting you
Yeah.
are. Okay.
So come prove your acting chops by. I mean, like, I don't know. Actually, you don't have to prove anything to us.
We're just two random fans of
Yeah,
yours.
you heard it here, Jimmy Yang. Come on the show.
It's like a bat signal.
Well, they say, like, you have to put it out into the universe. So, like,
Yeah,
maybe we'll,
universe.
like,
There it
manifest
is.
it. Yeah, I don't know. But we have cheap wine, so,
We're working on better wine.
yeah, sponsorships pending. So yeah, join us, react to Space Force with us. It'd be fun. Anyway, and then the other one that I'm really missing that wasn't really on this episode. Well, I guess she was briefly when she was wearing that cape, but yeah, Tawny Newsom's character.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's my favorite. I can't believe. Yeah, she was very light. In the
Yeah,
show.
that bit was funny though about the outfit.
I liked it. I liked the cape. I really liked it. She rocked it. She did the snazzy. She was very snazzy.
Yeah, she kind of had like the twirl, like, do you know what it reminds me of, Bailey? Actually, I haven't seen that good of a cape twirl since Troop Beverly Hills. Have you seen this movie?
That's true.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's like champagne wishes and cookie dreams, and she comes out, and I know that movie really well, actually, so yeah, I could probably recite that.
We can do another reaction video, Britt, some other time.
True, Beverly Hills. No, we just need to have like a sequel come out to that where like it's like they're camping on the moon, and it's like Troop Lunar Hills.
There we
or
go.
Crater Hills. Like, yeah, I don't know.
We're putting a lot into the universe this time.
I'm gonna go ahead and like trademark this right now. Okay. This is Britt's brilliant idea coming at you. Okay. We are seeing all these celebrities go to space. What I want to see is celebrities in an analog mission. Way more interesting than just going up and down. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's great, sure, very exciting, very like inspirational. But what I want to see is a bunch of celebrities stuck in a lunar habitat together for months and just let the chips fall where they may.
I think, well, first of all, the issue with that is that they would try to turn it into a reality show and they try to, like, mess with them, right? And I don't like that. I want to just see how it goes, right? And I want to see them come out, like, changed people. But, like, honestly, the big thing there would be, like, ensuring that they have to stay to the NASA routine. Like, just because they're famous doesn't mean that they can, like, not wake up when they need to and work out when they need to. Like, they don't get the social media time they usually do. That would be awesome. That would be so interesting.
Yeah, I can definitely say that in the place where I live, there's definitely celebrities that think they can cut the line. So, of course, to be fair, if Jimmy Yang was like, hey, I really want to get my smoothie before yours, I'd be like, okay, Jimmy Yang, you got it.
But only Jimmy.
Yeah.
The rest of them.
I'd be like, you know what, you can just take my smoothie, all right?
Like, I'll get another one. I'll just go to the back line and get another one.
This exchange was more than enough. But anyway, but truth, like, wouldn't that be really interesting if, like, you actually had, like, these celebrities that, like, I feel like they'd come in, like, acting like, oh, I can do this. Like, I'm a method actor. I can handle this. Then they, like, get in there and, like, 48 hours in, they're crying about potatoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'd like to see, like, someone that can help, like, guide the situation to, like, okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah. Because clearly, I don't even want to get into this, but after just watching the Oscars this past weekend, clearly tensions run high.
Yeah, there's some issues. Yeah, there's some issues.
And that was a spacious arena. So imagine if you, like, consolidate in on yourself. I mean...
Yeah, I gave them a urinal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a bucket for their showers.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't know if... I wonder if, like, the most grounded people are grounded because they are very good at, like, coping with life on Earth.
Yeah.
But not necessarily good in other scenarios. Like, because you know how they say that, like, people who experience depression might actually be very well suited to go to space. Like there have been like, you know, kind of, I don't know if there have been studies, but I feel like I've definitely heard that anecdotally in conversations where like...
Because they know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, I don't think there's really necessarily like... Obviously, there's a good way and a bad way to handle these things and stuff like that. But the saying in the analog astronaut community is... if you come out of the analog the same person that you went into the analog as, you did the analog wrong. Like, no matter what, you're gonna learn something about yourself or the other people. It's gonna open up new windows. And this is kind of coming from the director of High Seas, who she's done over 20 missions. She might be heading over 30 now, where she has a different crew every time, and she still has a different experience every time, and she still learns stuff about herself every time. It's not like a one and done, like, I'm a resilient person, therefore this doesn't bother me. It's just like, it's an experience, and a very in-depth experience that you just get something out of different every time.
I get what you're saying. I mean, it's true. Like, I feel like you probably should go in and like have this like deep experience, but what if it's like one of those things where, like, I don't know, you know how like people say like, oh, on your wedding day you're gonna feel like this changed person, or it's gonna be so meaningful, or like, you know, when you have kids, like you'll just like immediately feel some kind of way, and then it's like, but then you're like, but do I? Like, I don't know, I'm one of those people where when somebody tells me I'm gonna like feel something or experience something, then it's like my mind plays tricks, and it's like, no, like you're not, like, to be fair, with my kids, yeah, like I did feel like immediately changed, but like with other things that were like big deals in life, you know, like graduations, you know, or things like that.
No, I'm just relieved to be done.
Yeah, and it's just like, I kind of was like, I don't feel
not
different.
everyone not everyone who goes to space experiences the overview effect, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like what you're open to.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think like it depends on where you are like mentally, and if you're kind of like ready for it or not. Like, cause I actually did a lot of meditation before my third child came on the scene, and I feel like it was just like immediately, like I was kind of like, oh, like I was very like in tune. Whereas like the first go around, I had no idea what to expect. I was like not prepared. Also, there were two of them, so
yeah, different wavelengths.
You know, that was like life was coming fast. But yeah, no, that's interesting. That's a really good point. Actually, you know, I was having a conversation with somebody else on the podcast, and they were talking about how they felt like, you know, having kids was kind of also like the overview effect, or like experiencing it too, which I thought was quite interesting.
See the earth in a different light.
Yeah. So anyway, well, all right, this was a super interesting episode. I definitely liked the experiment. But yeah, next episode is season 1, episode 5, called Space Flag. Armed with weapons that are less than intimidating. Interesting. Space Force soldiers led by General Naird play war games with their Air Force rivals.
Should be a good one. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Well, Bailey, anything else you want to say before we say goodbye to the people?
No, nothing else. Thanks for joining us another week, guys. It was fun.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we should probably say goodbye.
Good night. Or goodbye. I guess it's goodbye. We don't know when you're watching this. Bye.